Jammers, welcome to another episode of Jam TV. I am yours truly, J Cass, and I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in today. So how many of you out there are dog lovers? How many of you people out there love dogs? Well, Jammers, in case y'all didn't know, I love dogs. In fact, I was a dog breeder and I used to enter my dogs in contests, and I had a very, very, very strong passion for pit bulls. I'm about to tell you the story, check it out. Okay, Jammers, so I've had 3 dogs. Butchie, the lab, Keita, the pit bull, and Baby. Baby was Keita's daughter. So Jammers, I got my very, very first dog when I was, I would say, 10 years old. It was a Rottweiler actually, but my parents didn't let me keep it because we were staying in an apartment, so I had to give that dog up pretty quickly. So the next dog that I got was given to me by a friend, and I lied to my parents and I told my parents that I found the dog under the bridge. Please, please, can I keep it? Because I do not want this dog to not have a family. So that's when I really started knowing how it felt to have a dog. So Jammers, I got my lab and he was the sweetest thing ever, but he was like your typical dog. He was just wanting to eat all the time, licking you all over. He was really rough. He wanted to play, and labs in general are very big dogs. So he was a big dog, so I couldn't cuddle up with him so much. In fact, he didn't even like me cuddling up with him. So at that time, I decided to get a pit bull. And what made me want to get a pit bull was I read how many people talk horrific about them, how they said they're bad dogs, they're killer dogs, they're not affectionate, they're not sweet. And I didn't believe that. I did not believe that a dog could just be born like this. Like, I feel like the owners are the ones that makes the dog who they are. Kind of like parents. Parents teaches us how to grow and how to do things, and they try to give us the best guidance to nurture us. So the same things for dogs. So I started reading about pit bulls, and I started reading things, and I saw how many people restricted pit bulls, how many people didn't want pit bulls around, the horrific stories about pit bulls attacking children. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna make a difference. I'm going to find a pit bull to love and show people different. So I started looking up on the internet people who were raising pit bulls, and I started doing my research, and I found this breeder that were breeding gator pit bulls. So I went immediately to look at these pit bulls, and I found this dog. She was Brindle, and I just fell in love with her. She immediately came to me. She immediately just wanted to be with me, and I had to take her home. So Jammers, that was the very first time that I got a pit bull, and I decided that I wanted to get her registered. Now there's several places that you can get your dog registered at. I got Keita registered at CKC, Continental Kennel Club. So I started raising Keita at 6 weeks, Jammers. I raised her, I taught her how to go to the restroom, I gave her love and affection. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, she has been the most affectionate dog I've ever had in my life. And you know, I just couldn't believe what people said about these dogs, because my lab, he wasn't as affectionate as Keita. Keita gave me nothing but love and affection. No matter how much I yelled at her when I would get mad, she always showed me unconditional love. It was like she was a person, like she had a spirit within herself. She had these hazel colored eyes. She was a beauty. Jammers, that was my most favorite dog that I could ever have. She came with me to the beach. She came with me to the car. I got footage on that. Check it out.
Keita, say hi to the camera, girl. I love you, Moo Moo. 14 years old. You went to the vet. Gotta stay healthy for mama. You behave so well in the car. Love you, Moo.
She came with me everywhere. I also started taking my dog to the bully club shows. That's where they have all the bulldogs and all the pit bulls. Everybody asks what bloodline is your dog, so forth and so on, and a lot of people talk about breeding dogs. And speaking of breeding dogs, when Keita got older, I realized how much money there was into it. Now, Jammers, I was about 15 years old at the time. And I remember when I started breeding Keita, I had people from Corpus Christi, Laredo, San Antonio, El Paso, just to buy a Gator bloodline pit bull. At minimum, I sold one dog for $500. So you do the math, Jammers, because not all of the dogs I sold for $500. Some 7, some 8, some 1,000, depending on who I bred Keita with. Like a blue pit bull, and I would get a blue brindle or something, I could sell that more than $500. So I started getting into this business of breeding, and I saw how much money there was into breeding pit bulls. So I did that for about, I would say, a couple years. And then Keita got older, and I decided when I bred her the very last time that I would keep one of her babies. And I kept her daughter named Baby. And here's a picture of Baby, check it out. And the reason why she was called Baby, at first I had her named Callie. And I went off to college in New York City. When I came back, my parents said, her name is not Callie anymore. Her name is Baby. I'm like, why are you changing my dog's name? They're like, it's our dog now, and her name's Baby. How Baby got that name, Jammers, is that she would sit and she would cry when all the other dogs didn't cry. She would cry because she was the runt of the dogs, and she would cry because she wanted her milk. She was always crying, so my parents called her Baby. So we decided to keep her, and we got rid of all the other dogs. We sold them. So Baby became another member of our family.
Look at these two amazing pets. Keita and Baby, mom and daughter. Look at my cute little guys. Hi, Keister. Keesey. Baby. Hey, girl. Look at the cat. Whoa, you're getting kind of close. Baby, you're getting close to the camera there, girl.
So Jammers, the reason why I have not gotten another dog, I know a lot of you guys out there have been telling me you should get a dog for Jesse to play with. Yes, I will. Eventually. I want Jesse to be about 5 years old, where he understands things a little bit better. But what's been holding me off is because I lost all 3 dogs 1 year after another in a row. Bushy went first, a year later Keita, and then the following year Baby. It's been the hardest thing for me. I mean, I didn't know how sad I would be to lose my dog. It's like losing a human. Like, that's how much passion and love. And you dog lovers out there, you know what I'm talking about. You know how much it is to love a dog. And in case if you guys don't have any dogs or have never had any pets, and you do get one, you will see how unconditional that dog will love you. Like all 3 of my dogs. So Jammers, Bushy went first. I remember he was like paralyzed. He just couldn't lift his head up off the ground. He was just laying there. And I said, I can't see my dog like this. I can't see my dog suffer like this. Even though I want to keep my dog here, I can't do this to him. It ain't right. So I called the vet and I scheduled an appointment, and I put him to sleep through injection. And Jammers, that was very hard for me. I felt like I was playing God and I was killing my dog. That's how I felt about it. And I told my mother, I said, Mother, look, my next dog, Keita, we ain't gonna do that again. I ain't gonna play God, and I'm not gonna go set up an appointment to give her an injection or put her to sleep. Now, I know a lot of you guys are out there saying, well, you put the dog out of its misery. You don't want an animal to suffer. Yes, but the feeling and the guilt that I felt after I did that was horrific. I had nightmares and everything. So I decided on Keita, I'm gonna let God take her life. So Jammers, I remember Keita was getting real slow. She just wasn't eating as much. She wasn't acting herself, and she started losing a lot of weight. So I took her in to get all these tests. She had no cancer. She had nothing. And she was about 17 years old. Now Jammers, for a pit bull, the life expectancy is not 17. It's usually 8 or 10. And it depends on a lot of times the person who's raising them, because they mistreat those dogs. So Keita was 17 and Butchie passed away at 17. So big dogs don't live as long as smaller dogs as well, in case you guys didn't know. So I just remember Keita started losing all this weight, and I decided that I'm going to let her pass away in God's timing. So she also became paralyzed. I knew the night before that she was gonna pass away. I remember looking at her at my parents' house, and she looked at me in my eyes. She gave me this look like, please, I'm only holding on because you want me here. It's my time to go. God's ready to let me go. She was talking to me through her eyes. And Jammers, I told her, it's okay. I love you. You've been here long enough, and it's okay if you leave. May you rest in dog heaven. And Jammers, I called my mom and my dad in, and they all gave her a kiss. And I gave her her best meal ever, and she ate it. I gave her a filet mignon steak, and the next day I could see her breathing was slowing down, and she gave me that one last look and took one last breath, and she was gone. I cried, Jammers. I remember calling Brian, and at that time we were dating. He hadn't come out here and moved out here yet. We were still courting each other, and I said, Brian, Keita passed away, and I was so sad and so depressed, and I shared that memory with him. So that is something that I will never forget. That was the best dog I've ever had. Hold on, Jammers, I'm gonna share something with you. As you can see, Jammers, I have her ashes right here. I got this custom box made for her, and I've gotten all these boxes made with my dog's ashes for each of my dogs. She just meant everything to me, Jammers. Then we had Baby, and Baby lived to about 7 or 8 years old, but she was diagnosed with cancer, and we did everything in our power to save her. We took her to a cancer doctor, and they removed the cancer, and they said she was doing fine. Then after 2 weeks later, it spread even more, and it was so massive that they said, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. And at that point, my parents made the decision to put her down because that was their dog. And I said, I can't do this, guys. I cannot play God. I didn't do it with Keita, and I think we should let her die naturally. But my dad couldn't take it. He got sad because he said, I can't see my dog in pain. My mom said the same thing. So what I said to the doctors was, can we wait for a couple days and see how she does and come visit her before we make the drastic decision? And they said yes. So we would come and see her, and we were feeding her Gerber food at the time because that was the only food that she would eat. And I finally told my mom and my dad, okay, let's let her go. I can't see her like this anymore. I prayed very hard about it, and the next morning they called me and they said Baby passed away in her cage. So she died naturally, and that was such a relief for me. So we're very passionate, especially about pit bulls. And Jammers, we will get Jessie a pit bull. It will happen very soon. Just waiting for Jessie to grow a little bit older. I know there's several people out there who love dogs and are animal lovers, and I made this video for you guys, for the animal lovers out there. So Jammers, if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not part of the family, it's never too late. Go ahead and smash that sub button along with that notification bell for further videos. And Jammers, as you guys know, Babe's new album is up now for pre-orders. The Mantra.
You ain't gonna stop my murder mode. You ain't gonna stop my murder mode.
You can get it on all streaming platforms. You can get it at IamBusyBone.com, and you also can get carbon monoxide. If you guys haven't gotten carbon monoxide, I have no idea what you guys are waiting for. Make sure to get it on all streaming platforms, And if you haven't gotten your merchandise from Jam TV, we will be having many more new merchandise coming to you guys soon. Make sure to get your face masks, onesies, socks, shirts at jamtvofficial.com. And thank you so much for tuning into Jam TV. We greatly appreciate all your support. Much love to you guys.